Hey guys, this is Stacy, and this is the second time Stacy's been on my channel. And the first time Stacy's hair was a massive color correction before her brother's big day, but today she wants a pink and purple Balaycorn. And what's a Balaycorn? Well, you better stay tuned to find out. Hi, I'm Elyse Rox, and welcome to Hairtudes Light, raw, real, and diverse hair education. I help hairstylists become better hairstylists. Hey guys, so here we go. So this footage is probably about a year and a half old, but still applicable. So I do not color hair that I'm going to cut off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get rid of some of those really, really dry ends. So as I said before, this is the second time I did Stacy's hair, and the first time I did Stacy's hair was a massive color correction. It was her brother's big day. It was kind of an emergency. Her hair was like bright canary yellow. And not that it hasn't like faded to that because her toner's worn off, but it definitely was time for her to come and get her hair done. So she definitely needed like a quick like inch and a half off everywhere. So I'm just going to go around and just do like the quickest rough cut. So I figured I would just leave that in there for you guys to watch. I'm just going to go around cutting her perimeter and just kind of like tipping things off. I am going to check her cut afterwards, and I am filming all of this by myself. I don't know why I had a control freak day, so I didn't let my assistant film everything. I filmed it all, but I am going to go ahead and just get all those icky ends off of her hair. Her hair was pretty tangly, so I just had to kind of get some of those tangles out. All those ends are all locked up because of all the split ends. They become like little Velcro pieces, and that's why I recommend that everybody get their hair cut at least by the maximum every 10 weeks, because once your hair starts to split, it just starts to travel up the shaft, and then it becomes little Velcro pieces to the friend next to it, and then you get all this locking up, and then you can never like get your hands through your hair, and then buildup starts to play in, and there's just a whole bunch of like other things that play into this. But seriously, haircuts every 10 weeks are like really like the best things to do. Here I am just connecting the front of her hair in and just angling that around her face and just connecting all those layers in. When you don't connect those in around the face, they become very, what I'll call steppy. And when they're very steppy, they look stupid. So there's a little rhyme for you. Steppy looks stupid. Yeah, so don't do that. Blend them in. It just looks nicer face framing around the face, but you don't want to cut that corner off because then you will lose all the hair in front of the face. So here we go, painting the hair, and I am using Sunlight's Balayage, 40 volume, or probably 50 volume because sun cream was out back then. So 50 volume and OLAPLEX'S, and I'm sure you all are freaking out. Oh my God, 50 volume, but guys, I paint with saturation. And if you want to learn more about painting with saturation, I advise you click on in the link in the description and go get my link to my hair courses that will teach you all about saturation and painting styles. So I am using my Sunlight's Balayage wrap, and it's a little bit different than foil. Foil sometimes is a little too heavy for balayage. And so I do use a saran wrap, but it is not like your typical food grade saran wrap. It is a perforated saran wrap made by Sunlight's Balayage, and it's fantastic. So right there, I am putting a low light in with her natural color in like a level 6 in a cream based color. And I want to say I am using Pulp Riot in a demi in a 600. Like I said, this is some old footage. I probably mixed it double. So like 600 double, so 1 to 2. So just to deposit, it's going to be sitting on there for quite a while. So as you can see, I'm taking these big sections and I'm taking the slice from underneath and I am creating depth under that section. And then I'm just kind of teasing some hair away. I have this pink comb that I'm obsessed with, and it is my comb from Dreamcatcher's class. And I like absolutely am obsessed with it. I just love that comb so much. It has like the perfect whitest teeth. So I am going in painting some pretty big panels because I am going to be putting vivid colors over this. So what's a Balaycorn, guys? A Balaycorn is a balayage and a unicorn combo together. Guys, I made it up just like a lot of other words that I make up in this world. And so you put the two of them together and you have a Balaycorn, a balayage, and a unicorn. So there you go, guys. That's how I came up with it. So I'm doing the other side of the other section of the balayage. And as you can see, I'm taking deep V's. Guys, since this editing of this video, or since the filming of this video, I have gotten really awesome blinds on my front window because that glare is fierce. And we thoroughly enjoy them now. We roll them down and the glare is gone finally. It's fantastic. So, and this was around the Christmas time, I think, because there you can see my pink Christmas tree. So I am working that board corner to corner, guys. I do this for a reason so I don't get any lines on the back of the head. So now I am taking these sections so you can see I again am bringing out these low lights underneath on this one section, diagonal to the middle, and then I have these low lights again underneath because these low lights are going to add and create depth in my balayage, and it's going to make the hairs pop. So I am always adjusting my client for the perfect balance for me and comfortability, which is another huge thing for me. And you can also see how I'm holding the hair. And I'm holding it at elevation because elevation creates diffusion, and diffusion is what we're looking for when we are painting hair. As you can see, I work the product on my board as well, and I work the hair on the paddle from side to side. I do leave those interior depth pieces, and I love working people's natural depth into the hair. Just creating my part just a little bit better and sectioning out that dark depth piece underneath, again, on the other side. Guys, this is a really full tutorial because I filmed this. So the filmer was rolling for like ever. So this is a really in-depth tutorial that you guys are getting on this balayage. I actually had to cut some footage out because I thought it was like too long. So again, just doing the repeat thing on the other side, and also painting that lightener on really thick because this is Sunlight's balayage and this is a little bit different of a paint, and where you have to paint it on really, really thick. So now I am going to paint her ground section, and I am looking at all of her colics. I'm splitting things apart. I'm seeing the way things are laying. So again, I'm coming in and putting that low light under the highlights that are going to pop. Now I see two huge colic pieces, and I am going to paint a big, bold piece on the top of that crown. I do want a shadowy kind of blend, so I'm not going to get too crazy up towards the scalp, but I am going to brush it down and feather it towards the scalp, but then going heavier as I get to the mid shaft, but then lighter towards the ends because her ends are already processed. Going on to the next piece, I'm going to grab that one as well after I put my Bali wrap on just to protect the ends. So I'm just going to swing my girl around. As you can see, there is a really, I'm shaking it out. I am looking for those cowlicks. And there, I know I kind of, but you can kind of see it. Can you kind of see it, guys? Right there, you can see where I'm painting that low light because it's split right there. And that's where her colic is. Painting a highlight right on where her hair splits would look atrocious. It would not look good at all. So, guys, we really got to make sure that the placement of highlights versus lowlights are not in, like, stupid places that would draw attention to, like, maybe colics or just things that don't look the best. And the best way to say this, and I probably shouldn't call it stupid places, but wrongful placement. I don't know. I just have a way of like rambling and just saying weird things, guys. So don't mind me. So now we're working on the side of the head, and she wears her hair down the middle. So you're just going to see one side of the head today because I did the same exact thing on the other side. So I am placing a low light behind the highlight, and I'm just going to place that bold, bold highlight around the face. And again, just kind of just brushing the lightener ever so lightly onto the ends. And I'm going to place my Bali wrap over the ends there. Now, when I'm around the face, I kind of like to leave that Bali wrap back a little bit because I feel like there's such a thing called the balayage vapor. And it's like too much heat can make it expand. And when it expands, you got some hot messes going on. And then that's when you got to bust out the 6N. So I kind of like to leave it back a little bit and let it dry out so the balayage vapor doesn't expand and then you get a big bruise near the scalp. So now I'm going to paint part of her money piece. So I'm just going to go in and take a half a section of the front section because I want it really, really bold. Because I'm going to paint some really heavy purples and pinks on the front of the head here. And when I get around the face, I do tend to use my smaller brush. Now, when I use Sunlight's Balayage, I use a very firm brush. But when I am painting bigger panels, they have a loader brush. I will also paint with that as well. So we're heading to the top section here. So I am just taking a diagonal back, but not like a crazy steep diagonal back. Guys, if you mess up your Bali wrap and you accidentally pull it off, I just suggest you just get a new piece. As you can see, I'm shoestringing the hair, and I'm coming up and over from the top, and I am painting up and over the top of the hair, and I am working it down, and I am being pretty bold, and I am using a diagonal back as well to create depth behind those money pieces. And again, I will place my Bali wrap over the top of this as well. Here we are going into an interior depth section, but I still want to combine it in with the money piece. So I'm just going to paint a diagonal back. And sometimes I want it to really smear out, so I will get my finger in there. My setup always consists of a wet towel. There is always a wet towel at my station. I will feather it up towards the back end of the diagonal back, as you can see, and just feathering it down. As I'm feathering it, I am just laying on more product and working it onto my board. If I don't want the ends to cook too much, I will leave my Bali wrap only in the midsections of the hair. So this is definitely a depth section. So we're going to go ahead and we are just going to paint that low light on there. I am going to leave some of her ends out a bit and just kind of like just tip those ends ever so lightly with very light saturation, just to like open it up with my favorite word, the effervescence of the lightener. I'm not even going to really cover these up. I just want it to dry out and open up a little bit. So I'm going to go on to this last section. I did zigzag the top section of the head. And so I have all these little points up here as well. So I'm just going to zigzag it a little bit more. And I'm going to tease it a bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint a little bit more depth on top of where I'm going to paint my lightness, because the dark hair makes the light hair pop. So now I'm going to bring down all of the zigzag or the weaves, and I'm going to tease it because that creates the ultimate diffusion, and it's like literally like no fault. So like when in doubt, I always say weave it out. So, and then I'm just going to paint all those peaks and like leave the valleys out. So I created 3 peaks, and now I'm going to paint all those peaks. And then I teased up too, so it's going to create a lot of diffusion in this piece, and it's really going to be helpful when I go to paint. Now, like I said, I did the same exact thing on the other side of the head. So I'm just going to place my Bali wrap, and I'm just going to let it cook away here, guys. Hey guys, do you guys like free education? Well, here is one for you, my high impact 15 foil high dimension. Less is more. So I would love for you to go click the link in the description and register for my free 15 foil. It is free. All I need is your email address. I will send it to you in your email. And if you like education, I've got a treat for you. Hairtudes, the Neoplitan series is going to be launching very soon. You get a brunette, a redhead, and a blonde. The link is in the bio, guys. It is full tutorials, each head, everything I do to create these amazing trends today. So back to my Balaycorn. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint on the fun color. So when I am using direct dyes have no effect on the hair, and they are deposit only. So it's the greatest time to do an Olaplex treatment, wouldn't you say? So I'm going to put Olaplex #1 in all my direct dyes. Now I'm going to melt these colors together. In some spots, I am going to go and I'm going to do purple in some spots. I'm going to do pink in some spots. Guys, you are the master of your creator. You are the creator of your master. I mean, like, do what you want. Put the colors that you want where you want. And then her mom came in to visit. So that was her in the background that you can see, which is super cute, guys. So anyways, so you can go ahead and just add Olaplex number 1 for full strength colors or Olaplex number 2 to dilute. So when her balayage was done processing, which I processed for 45 minutes, we rinsed, we stopped oxidation with Malibu C DX. That is when I gave her Olaplex 2 treatment. I trimmed her hair because I don't like purple fingers. And then we blow dried her, and now we are applying all the fun colors. So now you can see I flip and fold the color over, and I paint on both sides of the hair, and I smush and push the colors between my fingers, and then I will use my favorite pink comb from Dreamcatchers, which I love so very much, to put the colors in the hair. So as you can see, when I work it, I really work the colors back and forth with the brush, because when the brush is on the hair, it rolls it back and forth. And sometimes I'll apply the lighter color first and then the darker color. I always do wipe off my comb in between. I have a lot of wet towels to my right. So I just grab sections up the head on diagonals. There's no real rhyme or reason of what I do when I'm doing something like this. The more staggered, the better, because it leaves a better kind of like representation in the hair of the application of colors. Like there's no perfect like application, because the more perfect I just don't like it. It's more organic looking, I guess we'll call it. So we're just going to work these colors. Like I said, I'm using Matrix So Cult in the royal purple and the fuchsia, and just blending the two colors together. And we're just going to go up to that final section and just do the same thing on the top. Now I'm going to work these colors back as well. And I like to use the darker colors at the top and the lighter colors at the bottom, and use darker colors around the face for face framing. And also I like to paint the darker colors behind the lighter colors, just like I was doing a balayage as well, because I really feel like it makes the lighter colors pop. And it did. It just came out so beautiful. So I definitely love to lay those in there like that, and combing them through for full saturation. Some colors, if you overwork them, will turn white. Matrix So Cult does not. They have reformulated since, and I am leaning away from using them because I'm not the biggest fan of L'Oreal based products, and Matrix is a L'Oreal based product. So I have been using Funk Hue and Megix 10 lately, and those are the two colors I've been really loving. They both have amazing shades, and I've been working with both, and I have links in my description for those as well. Also, anything that I use, links are in the descriptions. Some are affiliate links and some are not. But if I do have affiliate links, I would love if you guys use them for helping you guys out with all this lovely free education here. And then also my Hairtudes is there, the Beyond the Blonde series, the Neoplitan series. Well, Beyond the Blonde and Neoplitan are the same thing, but all of my stuff is Beyond the Blonde. And also my free high impact 15 foil. And also, guys, if you enjoy my hair education, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where you can get small daily doses of hair transformations, as well as I do post shorts here all the time, which do well on my channel as well here on YouTube. But I also post a lot more hairdresser tips on Instagram as well. So we're just heading on up to almost the finale. So I am just working those colors in through the hair. You can see that beautiful melt right there. What a gorgeous melt that was. All right. I just surprised myself how pretty that was. So again, just working the purple and the pink in a style on the side. And I just think that this hair came out so amazing that I had to show you guys just how beautiful it was. And if it was filmed in the proper, that it would be in my next series of candy heads, because that's how beautiful it came out. But luckily, for you guys, I did not have enough footage of that to do that. I am trying to give you guys value here on my YouTube channel, but there is so much value on Hairtudes. Those are full in-depth, like 30 minutes of application. I do speed some things up, but guys, we are coming up to the finale here. Here is Stacey's before, guys, and you guys are going to be like, whoa, Here's the after. Ba-ba-bam! Look at that. How amazing is that? She looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous in this purple and pink hair. Guys, if you like and value my content, please leave a comment down below. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Find me on the gram. Find me on the TikTok. But most of all, guys, you know it. Don't forget to hit the ding dong. Thanks, guys. I love ya. We'll see you on the next one.